Hey everyone, let's talk about what's happening in Israel politically. Things are pretty divided right now, and people are getting frustrated with how the government's running things. There's a lot of tension between different groups, which makes it hard to agree on anything. One big issue is the government's plan about the West Bank, which has caused a lot of disagreements, even with other countries. It could even lead to more problems. But there's a bit of hope with this thing called Project 2025. It's a plan to make the economy better and create more jobs by focusing on technology, education, and taking care of the environment. But for it to work, things need to be more stable in the government, and people need to support it. Speaking of the government, they've got a tough job trying to balance spending on things like security, growing the economy, and helping people who need it. They also need to deal with problems like corruption. Basically, for Israel to have a good future, it needs to figure out how to bring people together, solve the conflicts that have been going on for a long time, and make sure people trust the government again. These are big steps towards a brighter future for everyone. One of the biggest things people in Israel worry about is safety. The conflict going on affects everything and everyone. It's expensive and makes people feel afraid. The recent fighting has just made things even harder. Finding peace with Palestine seems impossible, and things with Iran are getting worse. It could even lead to another war, which is a scary thought. Even Lebanon is unpredictable right now. It's like Israel is surrounded by threats, and there are no easy answers. But hold on, there's a little bit of good news. Remember the Abraham Accords? That agreement has made things better with some Arab countries, which could lead to working together. However, for real peace to happen, everyone in the area needs to be on board. Israel also has to deal with the reasons behind all this conflict, especially figuring out a solution for Palestine and the tough situation in Gaza. Talking to each other and working things out peacefully is super important. You know what's really cool about Israel? It's become a world leader in technology and coming up with new ideas. It's like a country full of inventors. They're amazing at things like cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and finding new ways to use biology. All this tech stuff is helping their economy grow and making other countries want to invest. And guess what? Project 2025 knows how important technology is. They want to make Israel the ultimate place for new ideas and inventions. To do that, they're focusing on education and research. But it's not all easy. Finding talented people is tough, and living in Israel, especially in places like Tel Aviv, is expensive. The government needs to figure out these problems so Israel can stay ahead in the tech game. But here's the exciting part. All this technology could help solve some of the world's biggest problems. From finding new cures for diseases to coming up with ways to have clean energy, Israel is leading the way. Let's talk about money. Israel's economy is strong and has survived a lot of tough times, but there are still some challenges. One of the biggest problems is that it's really expensive to live there, especially when it comes to finding a place to live. This is really hard on people who don't earn a lot of money. Another problem is that the gap between the rich and the poor is getting bigger. The government really needs to do something about this. They need to make sure everyone has a fair chance by making housing, education, and healthcare more affordable. And then there's climate change. It's a big threat to Israel's economy because water is becoming scarce and the weather is getting more extreme. Switching to a more environmentally friendly economy is super important. It'll create new jobs and protect the environment at the same time. Despite all these challenges, Israel has a chance to create a fairer society where everyone has the opportunity to succeed. This means being committed to social justice and investing in people. By tackling these issues head-on, Israel can create a brighter future for all its people.